What's up, everybody?
Information
Is power. Welcome, everybody, to Prime Sports Media. I want to thank you all for listening, coming in. Wherever you are in the world, there's been a lot going on in the world of Colorado football, CU. A lot of things are happening. We've got things happening in the transfer portal. We've got players coming, players going. And I certainly want to talk about that tonight briefly. Also, before I get into the meat of tonight's program, I want to bring this up real quick. Let me put this up right here. And I put out a message on my recent video, but I want to emphasize this again. This is about Charlie. And I think the other night on my couple of days ago when I went live, I made a grave mistake when I said that Charlie had a great game in the spring game. He actually was hurt along with Michael Welch. Both did not play, and he came out there, as you can see, to the crowd clapping him on as such. And I just want to correct that, make that one correction. In the previous video that I did prior to this video, as it relates to players coming and going, I also want to play this video clip very briefly because from what I understand, Charlie has been named the spring player. Okay. So he got the bid there by Coach Prime, and I want you to hear it for yourself. This is fair use, fair use, fair use.
Has been working his butt off, and they tell me he is the spring player of the spring. Even though he's hurt, he's there.
It's fair use.
Come up here, Charlie.
All right, that's Charlie. So Charlie was announced as the spring player. Coach Prime rewarded him with a scholarship because he was not on scholarship originally. He was, I believe, if I'm correct, a walk-on. He was not on scholarship. So when Coach Prime gathered the team around him and his family was there, and there was a moment where there were tears that were shed. Coach Prime got very emotional, watery-eyed, as well as Charlie, because he's worked his butt off, according to Coach Prime, that despite injury, he is working his butt off. He's in a practice facility. He's working out. He's trying to get himself rehabilitated. He's worked hard, basically, what Coach Prime is saying there. And that video cannot be, no one can deny that because Coach Prime is there. He sees what's going on at CU. And he wanted to reward the young man. And the best way he could was to say that he is now on scholarship, and everybody was excited about that. Now I want to get into the meat of the program tonight. Coach Prime is doing it again. You lose some, but you gain some. A lot of people in the media are saying, oh, he's losing players. What's happened to CU? Is CU losing? Is it falling down? Is everything? No, it's not. As he's losing players, he continues to tremendously bring in more prospects that could play possibly now or prospects that will be a factor in the near future. Okay? So as you already know out there, the Hood brothers have committed Colton Hood, who is the defensive back who came over. He once played for Auburn in the SEC. And his brother, Brandon Hood, is a 2024 recruit prospect out of high school. I've got some video on both these players that will knock your socks out. We're getting some really great talent here, and as you can see right here. So Coach Prime has solidified his ability to recruit and to also mainly attract those guys, those players from the transfer portal, even when the critics want to punch down on him, punch down on the program, he sort of always has the last laugh because he's got the Hood brothers. As you can see them right there. I love these memes when they do this. Committed Brandon Hood, who is the running back, his brother. And we've got Colton Hood, who came over. Originally, Colton Hood was a prospect for Auburn, and I've got some video because this guy was a highly rated cornerback when he came out in the 2023. He played at Eagle Landing Christian Academy in 2023, along with his brother, who they both played for the same high school. So they both come out of the same, how can we say it? Trees of a feather flock together. They come from the same beauty of their family. Here's the mother and father with Colton Hood when he was making the rounds around. Here he is at North Carolina. Okay. And he was heavily recruited. His brother, Brandon Hood, was heavily recruited as well. Here he is donning the Penn State uniform. So these are not pushovers. And here he is again at his high school. That's his brother. Here is Colton Hood with the 26. He looks great in the uniform, don't he? That's Colton Hood, the defensive back. I also want to say this, and I'm going to get into this. We're going to get deeper into this tonight. We do know that Omarion Cooper Sr., has decided to jump into the transfer portal. Now, I want to say this. I'm going to be controversial. And here is, once again, Omarion Cooper when he was part of the 24/7 Sports, when they rank these players. And remember, he originally came over from Florida State in a transfer portal last year for Coach Prime. Now, he's decided to leave. My theory on this is he leaving? We got to be honest. Is he leaving because Uncle Neely told us that he felt that it was because some guys don't want to deal with competition? Some guys are leaving because they feel they can get a bigger bag somewhere else. Some guys may not want to compete. Who knows? But I find it interesting that as soon as Hayden signed or committed, because he hasn't officially signed yet, as soon as Hayden has decided that he's going to leave Ohio State and come to CU, then Dylan Edwards, who I believe now is going to Kansas State, he's donning the uniform on social media now. It's interesting how when they were able to recruit and get that brother Hayden from Ohio State to come over in the transfer portal, that all of a sudden Dylan Edwards decided to leave. Now all of a sudden Omarion Cooper decides to leave as soon as they get this young man right here, who you see right next to me right there. The young man, Colton Hood. I want to ask you all in the chat room, do you think that this is the reason why Omarion Cooper left, is because he did not want to deal with the competition? Did he see it as, they're going to marginalize me? Because it was put out there that Omarion Cooper was going to be used as a backup, a free safety to Craig. Strong safety, free safety, whichever position. It was put out there that he was going to be a backup to him within the 4-2-5 defense that I had talked to you all about before. Here, example, again, of the 4-2-5 defense, which means you have 3 safeties This is a defense that's designed to stop the run as well as the pass. You have a free safety, a strong safety, and you might have one safety that drops down. And it was said that they wanted him to be a backup safety, which I thought in case someone gets hurt that they will switch him over. But I felt that, hey, he was still going to be their main guy at the position. Let's go over here and do this. I want to show you all something. I appreciate everybody in the chat room who's here, but I want to look at something real quick. Let's see what the starting lineup was going to be. Let's switch over to this right here. Hang on for a minute. I'm waiting for the switch over. Here we go. It's switching over, hopefully. Here we go. Now, I want to see where was he on the depth chart as far as defensive backs are concerned. So let's see. Right here, Omarion Cooper was slated in the depth chart to be one of their starting defensive backs. So I don't understand. See, you got Travis Hunter. Shallow's is a core safety. Simeon Craig. Cameron is strong safety, which Omarion Cooper was going to be. Omarion Cooper was going to be a backup to Craig. You have the nickel back. Preston was going to be the nickel back, is the nickel back, right? So Omarion Cooper was slated to be one of their starting cornerbacks. So I'm trying to figure out what went wrong. What are your thoughts? What do you think went wrong in this situation? What's going on, Ed in Houston? Good to see you over here, brother. Now, Diaz says, how can anyone want to go play college football and just want to be a backup? Well, what I said, I want to repeat this again. He was slated according to their depth chart. I looked at it just a few minutes ago and I put it up on the screen. He was slated to be a starting cornerback. They were just going to play him as a backup in the 4-2-5 set. So in case for example, if Craig was to get hurt in a game, then they would move Omarion Cooper to the safety spot as a backup and slide someone in. So it wasn't like they were just going to say, hey, you're not playing at all, because he was highly touted when he came over from Florida State. So I just wanted to say that, okay? And then there was a relationship that he has with Coach Prime. Let's see the picture right here. Remember, Prime had a prime time. He had an academy. He had a football camp, should I say. And there's Omarion Cooper right there, a part of the camp. So I don't understand why there would be a problem. You see what I'm saying? There he is right there, the young man. I don't know why there would be a problem when the young man was going to play and get significant playing time. So I just wanted to bring that up. We're going to go a little bit more deeper into this situation. Let me put this up on the screen because 6 foot, he's 6 foot tall, 195-pound Florida State transfer, was one of the nation's top defensive backs in 2021 recruiting class. He was a 2-year starter with the Seminoles before coming to Boulder. Cooper played in 9 games and started in 8 last year. Unfortunately, he missed the final 3 games of the season, but still had 37 tackles, 2 for a loss, 5 PDUs, and a sack, and a forced fumble. So he was a quality player, and I don't know why, he decided. I don't know if it has anything to do with this young man right here, Hood, coming in. And Hood, from all accounts, is the real deal. Originally, before Hood went to Auburn to play college football before coming to CU, he was also recruited by Michigan State. So heavily recruited. I believe this young man was a 3-star recruit, as you can see up there, 3-star recruit. Here he is donning the uniform at Auburn in the SEC. Remember, Shallow played in the SEC at South Carolina. His brother, Brandon Hood, I've had a chance to look at video on this young man, and he looks fantastic. I want to thank everybody who's come into the chat room. Ed Houston says it's still good to get some film on yourself, even as a backup. Right. But, Ed, tell me if I'm wrong or right, my brother, and thank you for being here tonight. Am I right or wrong? I don't think that they were looking for him not to be a starting defensive back, cornerback, just an opportunity that he could play some free safety. And you're right, that would look good, especially if you want to go pro, to have some tape on you not only playing defensive back, but you're also playing safety. My favorite football team in the NFL, should I say, is the 49ers. They just drafted a young man, I believe with the second pick. I think Green is his name, out of Florida State. Guess what he did? He played safety. He played defensive back in high school, everything, wide receiver, and he played a little bit of safety and cornerback, but really settled in at cornerback. When you got tape on you, you're right, Ed. When you have tape that shows that you have versatility, that could only help your cause towards being drafted or maybe being signed as an unrestricted free agent, right? Right? It's just a thought. But I want to get your opinions again. Did this young man transfer because he was concerned about where he fit in as it relates to Colton Hood coming in? And we've been excited about Colton Hood, the Hood brothers. We all were saying hopefully he can convince his brother, he can convince his brother, who is a high school phenom. There he is right there, Brandon Hood, that he can convince him to come over to CU. And I'm going to tell you, this young man has speed, blessed with speed and skills. Let me show you what his brother is made of in this video right here. This is fair use with the purpose of parody, critical analysis, news reporting, critical analysis. I'm going to say again, this is fair use. Check out his brother, Brandon Hood. I believe this is in high school, doing his thing. Check it out. Watch it again. Check it out again. You see there? So that's I played that 2 times because I wanted to give you an example of his ability, his speed to break out of that backfield. That's what, once again, CU is going to get. You can never have enough running backs. Now, you've got Charlie, who, once again, he was injured, didn't play, so I wanted to apologize once again for the video the other day when I had made mention that he had a great game. That was a big boo-boo on my part, but he's injured, not playing. Micah Welch is injured, so they got Micah Welch and Charlie, which they have to get healthy. And, of course, you've got Hayden, who is committed but still looking for him to sign. Okay? And we have this young man coming in, which is Brandon Hood, as part of the what we're going to end up saying together is part of the Hood brothers. Right? So I'm looking forward to what the Hood brothers can do. Fantastic. I hope you're happy about it. I'm happy about it. They've made the commitment. Coach Prime is he's doing what he needs to do to bring the talent in, y'all. So let's not listen to the naysayers. When he's losing players, that's the name of the game. You're going to lose players because this is the climate of college football today, where you're going to gain some players, you're going to lose some players, and that's just the way it is. Let me go ahead, and I want to appreciate once again everybody in the chat room that's here rocking with us tonight, all 146 of you. I appreciate you. I am going to, before I end this podcast tonight, I am going to pull your messages up on the screen and read them and talk to you, get your opinions as I get closer and closer to concluding the podcast tonight. What I want to get at right now is the fact that the Hood brothers are going to be something else. Here is another picture of them in the uniform. I think Colton Hood, I think, is going to play right away. I think his brother, maybe they're gonna play him. Maybe they're gonna redshirt him. I think he's already. Maybe they're gonna redshirt him. That could be a possibility. We'll see what happens. Or maybe he has the ability just to get in there and start playing right away, because you got two backs, Charlie and Michael Welch, who was there, their recruit, a highly touted recruit that Coach Prime was able to get out of high school, who's also hurt. So we'll have to see how they're going to utilize him. What are your opinions? Let us know what your opinions are in the chat room. I appreciate you all for being here. Let me go ahead and show you his skill set. We're talking about Colton Hood, his ability as a defensive back, what he'll be bringing to CU, what we can expect from him. And here is a video. This is fair use, fair use, fair use. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Boom. I'm going to play this back again. I want you to see how he tackles. He can tackle. He can cover. Let me take this off the screen so you can get a better look at what we're talking about. Here we go. Boom. Freezing it right there. You see how he stops the guy right there. Boom. Tackles. Look at him. Hell of a tackle. Number 24. Look for number 24 out here. Boom, another. That they're showing you how he tackled from another angle. Here's another. And I want to say shout out to the pastor. He had this clip on his Twitter page. So shout out to the pastor. Let's play that again. This is Colton Hood making the tackle. Now here goes the close-up frame of it right here. Check that out. Boom. All right, y'all. So there's another skill set. Let's show you some more video of Hood, the brother who plays the defensive back, Colton Hood. Let me show you some more of what he's made of. Here we go again. On this video, I want you to look over to the left side because the quarterback's going to throw the ball, I think, slightly over to the left side, and you're going to see him pick the ball off. And here we go. Boom. There, I'm freezing it. He's right over to the left. Let it move again. He caught the ball. Here it is from a closer view. Check this. Watch it to the left. You're going to see him catch the ball. This is the skill set that he has that he's bringing to CU. Look at that. Interception and runs it back, showing it from different angles. Okay? All right, everybody. Let me let you see another video, the last video of Colton Hood, what you're going to get from this young man. His brother, I've already shown you his brother running the ball, strong runner, fast, bringing that to his talents to CU. Here's his brother in a more close-up view of him locking up against a receiver. Now, what I've heard about of this young man, I want to just say this right now. We're getting a hell of an athlete. He's a hell of an athlete. Let me tell you why. From what I understand, when he was at Auburn, he was not only a football player that could play defensive back, and they said he could also play some receiver if they needed him to, but he also played baseball. So he's an overall athlete, is what you're getting from this young man right here, Colton Hood of the Hood brothers. I've seen video on him hitting a baseball. He can play baseball. He can play defensive back. And they said that he could dabble in playing receiver if need be when he was at Auburn. But he mainly was featured as a defensive back. And they said when they recruited him, he was highly regarded. So we're getting a young man who has SEC experience. And I'm excited. I hope you are just as excited as I am about what he's going to bring to the table. So let's look at this video right here. And here we go. Look at him doing his thing. Knocks the ball out. Here it is again. Boom. So you see what he's made of, what his skill set is. I wanted to show you those two videos again. And just for the luxury of it all, let's look at his brother again. For those that are coming in who may not have seen this part, I'm going to show his brother, Brandon Hood, again, doing his thing. Here's Brandon again. And let's watch him run the ball one more time. There he is. Okay. Look at it. Very fast, good stride and everything. Great stride, everybody. So let me know in the chat room what you think about the Hood brothers, how they will impact the program. And I'm going to say it again. I just wonder if this is the reason why Omarion decided to leave, and on top of the fact of the whole area about whether they were going to play him as a backup safety and whether that was something that he just was happy about. I don't know if that had much of an impact on him leaving when it looked like he was a starter and a shoo-in to be a starting defensive back, and maybe he didn't like the fact that they were bringing someone else in that would create I don't know. This is just my this is me speaking out live. I'm not saying that that's the reason, but it makes me wonder after watching Uncle Neely, his video where he talked about things that are going on in the program, where he gave his opinion, where he felt that guys are either leaving for the bag or they don't want to deal with competition. That's according to what Uncle Neely said. I'm only saying what was on his video that he put out, and he has intimate connection to the program, working with Coach Prime, and he's there every day to see what's happening in practice. So I just wanted to say that. What is your thoughts? Do you think this is a competition reason, or that he doesn't want to be a backup safety if need be? What are your thoughts? As I bring that to a conclusion, once again, great looking family. Looks great in the uniform. His brother was highly touted. He took a visit to Penn State. They were looking at him. Here he is again. That's Brandon Hood, Colton Hood's brother. And here they are as a duo again, bringing a duo. And from what I understand, Coach Prime, I think CU leads the country and having brothers that play on the same team together. So they've got a whole horizon of brothers that are playing on the CU in the CU program, and they're a part of it and what have you. The next thing I want to bring up is, I hope I'm saying his name right, Zachariah, sort of a biblical name. We got Zachariah Owens. I believe he's a tackle, and his family came through to check out what CU was all about. There's the mother, there's the father. They're looking good with Coach Prime. What do you all think about that? Looking real good. If you like that, I want you all to, if you like it, put sevens in the chat room, share this video on all your social media. We would appreciate that. We want to definitely grow this channel, grow the audience, and grow the family over here. I appreciate you all that have subscribed to the channel. Thank you for watching, and definitely like and comment when this video is complete. I also would like to thank you all that have listened to the podcast that I just put out, a new podcast on. You can listen to it on Spreaker, or you can hear it on Spotify right there, or any podcasting platforms. That's the audio version of not the YouTube content, but separate audio, radio style content related to Coach Prime, CU, and the players. And you're going to love all the audio clips of Coach Prime, the players, the press conferences, everything. You're going to love it on the audio podcast. You can click into the link on this page to check out the podcast. I dropped one just a couple of days ago. We'll be dropping more. So I really appreciate you. So let's get into this right now. Zachariah, if I'm saying this right, this young man, look on this means that you're looking on the screen, everybody. Look at all the teams that were trying to get this young man. Okay? Oklahoma, of course, CU, SC, Virginia Tech, Arkansas, South Carolina, UCF, the Huskies, Auburn, University of Kentucky, Washington, Texas Tech, even Grambling was trying to get this young man, okay? Alabama State, Indiana, West Virginia, Syracuse, Michigan State, NC State, okay? South Carolina, okay? Marshall, all of them were trying to get this young man. The Pitt, Virginia, okay? I think a lot of schools from the HBCU, Florida Raptors, okay? A bunch of them that you see on this means Zachariah Owens was a sought-after man. And I appreciate everybody in there, Peggy Roster, Brian Johnson, who came over. Kat, I see you in there. Everybody, 314, Shirley. Shirley, what happened? I thought I had you modded up on this channel. What happened? You should be modded up. And I just fixed that. Maybe You know, YouTube will unsubscribe people, so make sure that you check every now and then and make sure you're not unsubscribed. This is one of the dirty tricks that they do to content creators. They try to suppress you because they don't want you competing with the mainstream boys, right? But Zachariah, this young man, his family is beautiful, and look what he did. He committed. I love this means right here. He committed to Colorado to CU. Here's another picture of him in his uniform. This is what we're getting. This is him right here. Let me break some things down, and I need to break some other things down. This young man is 6'6", 375 pounds. That's what we're getting on the offensive line, and you could tell that watching the spring game and listening to Shador Sanders that the offensive line is much improved from what it was just a year ago, folks. Okay? This young man is 6'6", 375 pounds, committed after one season at Clemson. So he's a transfer portal. He committed to Clemson. He's a top 20 ranked offensive tackle on the 24/7 Sports in 2023 when he came out and went to Clemson, and now Zachariah is with CU. This young man that you're seeing on the screen here has basically played only 17 snaps over 2 games in 2023. He's a redshirt, so he has 4 more years of eligibility. That's right. And check this out. Coach Prime said that he was going to get the big boys. Coach Prime said we're going to get the beef on that offensive line. And remember, he got the other young man, okay, Peyton, okay, who's also a big young man who was originally at Texas, right? Both of these young men are young, so they're going to have time to develop them. Who knows? Maybe he's going to get playing time this year. Both of them, who knows? Because, you know, people can get hurt in regular season and you may have to move someone in. But we got some big boys coming in, 2 young ones that are building blocks along with Jordan Seaton. So what we have is, ladies and gentlemen, because everybody was hating last year on, oh, the offensive line was bad. We knew it was bad, and Coach Prime told all of you and told me, you, that he was going to get the big boys in. We got Jordan Seaton, #1 offensive lineman coming out of the high school recruiting ranks this year. And then you pick up someone like Zachariah, and he brings a lot of beef, only 17 snaps, but they can develop him, get him better, get him ready, along with Peyton, the other offensive lineman that came over from Texas. So we are truly getting the beef on this team, y'all. What y'all think about that? These are young guys that are going to have to develop. It's going to take them time to develop. Keep that in mind. These are young players, but that's how you build a dynasty. You have to build it through recruiting high school recruits, and now with the transfer portal, which is nothing but college free agency, you can actually build your teams quicker by bringing in guys who have some experience in the college ranks, maybe a lot, maybe a little, but they have some development already in the system, and now you can continue developing them, or they might be polished enough to play right away. So I look for Shador Sanders. I look for Shador to do some things that he could not do. Here's a picture of him in the spring game. It was raining. It was bad weather. But I look for him to be able to do what he did against TCU when he put up 500 or more yards against them when he had protection. That was the best game in which that offensive line last year gave him the best protection. This offensive line, I think, is going to give him even better. They're going to give him more consistent protection, excellent protection. I don't think you're going to see him getting thrown around like a rag doll like what happened last year when we had this effect, y'all, when his head was down, right? When things weren't working out because the offensive line was atrocious. Let's be honest about it. I look for Shador to put up big-time numbers, and I think I'm going to be bold enough to say that I think that Shador can compete for the Heisman Trophy. You know why? The haters are not going to like what I'm going to say, but you certainly going to like what I'm going to say. Look at his receiving core. They're already saying that CU might have one of the best receiving cores as a core in the country. You've got Travis Hunter. You got Jimmy Horn. Both of those guys are coming back with another year of experience under their belt. You got Omarion Miller. We saw what he could do when he broke out and made some things happen, I believe, in the USC game. I believe it was the USC game. If I'm wrong about the USC game, my bad. But I am right that he had some breakout games, or a breakout game. That's Omarion Miller, who was a top-rated receiving talent out of high school. I believe Coach Prime either redshirted him or he's coming into his sophomore year. Then you got Will Shepard, who comes over from, I believe, Vanderbilt, and he was very effective there. Now you have Webster, who was one of the young guys that Shador Sanders was very high on, wanting him to come over to the program because this guy's got speed, he's dynamic, and everything like lightning and thunder.
Tell the truth.
Colorado Buffaloes 2024 receiving room. Now we know that they lost a young recruit, that's Stewart. They lost another young man to the transfer portal along with Omarion Cooper. And let me put him up here right now. That's, I believe, Kendal Stewart, who played his high school football at Foster High School in Richmond, Texas. He was an all-district in 2022 in the 5A D1 division. He was an all-district. Kendal, I hope I'm saying this right, Kendal Stewart, or I'll just say Stewart, senior, second-team wide receiver from Foster High School. He came over to Coach Prime. He came for a visit. He liked it. I think he's another freshman. And now he's jumped into the transfer portal. Maybe he doesn't like whatever the situation is for him. Here he is donning the uniform. Okay, and he has decided that he is transferring. But once again, you notice these guys are leaving when the transfer portal is about to close. And tell me if I'm wrong or right. I'm hearing some things that I shouldn't bring this up, but Kamadi McClain, and getting on social media and saying certain things about CU, I'm wondering, has he found a new home? Has he found a new program? Because he better hurry up and find someone that wants him, that he can sign with, because once the transfer portal closes, that young man is going to be, he's going to be another year out of football. He'll be a full year out of football from previously leaving CU. And then you got to ask yourself, did he make the right decision? Because it doesn't look like a lot of schools, and maybe I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat room, are there a lot of schools that are knocking down Kamadi McClain's door right now? Like I said, again, I want the best for the young man. Coach Prime wants the best for him. But are the schools busting down the door to get to him right now? What's happening with his status? Now, when I talk about Kendal, when I talk about this young man had a lot of great promise, everybody. He had no game action. He was redshirted during the 2023 season, so he'll have 4 years of eligibility wherever he goes. He played high school football, as I said, at Foster High School in Texas. He was an unranked prospect in 2023, according to On3 Sports. His high school stats were pretty impressive, everybody. He put up some impressive numbers in high school. He had 69 receptions, 1,238 receiving yards, and 7 TDs. Over 3 seasons, he achieved that. He was named the all-district wide receiver. That is the young man you see right here who's leaving, Stewart. And I'm going to say this right now. I wish him nothing but the best. I'm still very curious why he's leaving. And hopefully folks have the answer in the chat room. I'm going to, as I get ready to end this presentation, get to the conclusion of this part of my presentation, I am going to be looking at your thoughts in the chat room very, 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 very soon. So I thank you for bearing with me. We've got Vermin says 314 says, happy, why would a person speak negatively on a young man hunting his bag of a fact you assume are because someone else said it? No, I don't have a problem with Kamani McLean. I'm just saying that these are the factors that could be going on in college football right now since the introduction of the transfer portal, that you have young men that are leaving for various reasons. I said it could be because they're getting a bigger bag. I didn't say it was bad for them to get a bigger bag, because for a long time, college football players have not been getting paid. And I've been a big advocate for these guys getting paid. So it could be for a bigger bag. It could be maybe they don't like the competition. It could be maybe they're not feeling like they're jiving with the coaching staff. They don't like the way they may be getting used. It could be maybe they could be homesick and they want to be closer to their family and where they feel the most comfortable. There's a variety of reasons. I'm not shaming anyone for leaving, but what I'm saying to you right now is that the transfer portal is about to close very soon. And so Coach Prime has said this, and I'm saying this right now. You got to make sure that when you leave into the transfer portal, ladies and gentlemen, that you know that you've got somewhere to go. Because if no team wants you for whatever the reasons are, because their roster is filled or they don't think that you fit into their situation, you're going to be out of football. You're going to be a whole year out of college football. And now you're going to have to either maybe enroll in a junior college, or you're going to have to try to see if you can get into a school the following year or something, or you might have to consider going to a lower tier of football if you don't want to be out of football at all. I'm just saying that these are the things that can happen to young men when they make these decisions, if there's nobody there to grab them up like that, and particularly when the transfer portal window is now starting to close. Time is running out. That's what I'm saying. I'm not hating on anybody who's trying to do what they think is in their best interest. I'm just laying out what's going on, what's the facts. I appreciate everybody. So that's what I'm saying, Vern 314. I hear what you're saying too. Let me go into another area for tonight's podcast that I'm excited about. I want to talk about, and that is this young man right here. You all know about him. This is Derek Harmon. There is a chance that Derek Harmon did visit, if I'm not mistaken, he did visit CU over the spring game weekend. A lot of folks are hoping that he is going to make CU his new home. Now, he played at Michigan State. Let me put up some information on this young man right here. Harmon is the top-ranked uncommitted defensive lineman in the transfer portal, okay? Per 247 Sports, he spent 3 years at Michigan State before entering the portal on Tuesday. This past season, the 6'5", 320-pound Detroit native tallied a career-high 40 tackles, okay? 40 total tackles while starting in 10 of Michigan State's games. I hope they get this man. He's played 12 games. He also had 3.5 tackles for a loss and 1.5 sacks and 1 forced fumble. Okay, so he's the real deal, and he's somebody that CU needs in the middle of their defense to clog up that middle, because remember last year, everybody was able to run on us too easily. They were able to move the ball on us very effectively, and I definitely didn't like that at all. And I know you didn't like that at all. So if they get somebody like this, 320 pounds, a man who's played in the Big Ten, Michigan State, he's put up some good numbers there in just a short time that he's been there, and he comes to CU, that could change the game on that defensive line, because now you can plug him in to stop the run, because that was one of the areas that was exploited on that defense last year. They could not stop the run. And if you can't stop the run, it opens up the passing game for the opposing team that you're going against, or the team that you're matched up with. It causes all sort of problems if you can't stop the run. And then on top of that, it allows the team that you're playing against to be able to control the tempo of the game, control the clock, and just tee off on you. And we witnessed that last year, and we don't want to see that happen to CU again, everybody. So as Coach Prime loses prospects, he gains prospects, and good things can happen. Let's go in here into the chat room and see what people are saying. Let me read your comments. And we got Peggy Roster saying, excellent. Let's see, Xavier Wolf has come in. And Wolf says, Coach Prime is America's coach. All right, all right. We got Ed Houston says, we are almost at 100 likes. Yeah, everybody, if you could, please hit the likes if you have not, because it helps the video to rotate through the algorithms, and it gets more attention, more people will view it and watch it and what have you. And I appreciate you all. Like I said, I'll be doing these Sunday night videos like this to kind of like break things down. And I want to appreciate all the other content creators out there that are doing their best to push out content related to CU, Coach Prime, the players, and what have you. Let's go back in here and see what other people are saying right here. Don't tread on me. Bowl game, honey. Yeah, I hope. Hey, look, I think Coach Prime is saying that they can get to a bowl game. I think I'm going to be honest. I think if they put it all together this year with the talent that they have, on top of the talent that still may be coming in, this could be a year that they could go to a bowl game. Okay? Let's just be open-minded to that. They could possibly surprise some people. I'm going to say it again. Their schedule is not what it was last year. I'm going to put this back up again. I know I keep doing this, but hey, we got to do it. Here's a look at their schedule. Let me let you just look at that for a moment, okay? Just look at that for a moment. All right. All right, y'all. The reason why I put that up like that, because their schedule this year in the Big 12 is nowhere as grueling as what the schedule was in the Pac-12 just last year. We got to be honest about that. So you look at those teams that were on that schedule, there are some teams that they will be able to compete with. And remember, Coach Prime told us this just, a year ago, that the only team that really beat them up and beat them up real bad.
Tell the truth.
Information is power.
The only team that really beat them up real bad was Oregon Ducks. Every other game that they played in, they either lost by a touchdown or the clock ran out on them. Every other game that they played in, they could have possibly won that game. They could have won that game against USC. They should have won that game against Stanford. There were some games that they should have won, which would have made their record a lot better than what it was at the end of the year. Let's just keep that in mind, everybody. So, as you see right here, these are some of the spring game pictures. And here's Travis Hunter doing his thing out there. So let's just keep that in mind. This is another thing that I want to do, that I want to talk about. I think I forgot to bring this up about the Hood brothers. I'm going to go back into the chat room in just a minute, but I want to bring this up about the Hood brothers that I think I should have brought up in the beginning of the podcast. And let me put the first Hood brother on the screen. That is Colton Hood. Colton Hood, as I said before, he was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school, going to Auburn. They both played at the same Christian Academy high school. Okay. Now, he was number 383 overall in the recruitment class of 2023. He was the 15th best available cornerback on the transfer portal this year, everybody, according to On3 Sports. His brother, Brandon Hood, was ranked the number 928 overall recruit in 2024, according to On3 ranking. And he was sought after as well. I just wanted to make sure I put that in there and say that. So let's get back to the chat room and your thoughts. Brian Johnson is coming and says this: let's not forget Travis was hurt and it cost us a few wins possibly. Yeah, that is legitimate what you just said. He was hurt and it did cost us. Let me see. Don't Tread on Me says, I agree with you. I think there are definitely better teams in the Big 12. Ain't going to be no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's going to be a cakewalk, but you got to be honest, and we got to be honest and admit that the Pac-12 last year was a murderous row. You had ranked teams, you had teams with NFL type players in the Pac-12, and these were some tough teams that they played. And you look at their schedule, they did have a tough schedule last year. And compared to the schedule that they got upcoming in the Big 12, I don't think that this schedule this year is as hard as last year. But like you say, you don't play the game on paper, you play the game in real life on the field. So that's true.
Tell the truth.
Ed Houston says that offensive line and D-line was the Achilles. Yeah, right, brother. Thank you. The defensive line was not that good. The offensive line, let's be honest, was terrible. The offensive line is like night and day from last year. And I can tell you right now that defensive line, you got Quincy there. That young man that came over from LSU, Quincy Wiggins, that man is do I have to show? Let me show y'all something real quick. Let's go into it real quick, y'all. Let me pull this up. Let's examine the roster right now. Check this out. I'm about to pull this over here. Boom. Bear with me, brother Ed Houston. Let me just show y'all something. Take this off the screen. Take that off the screen. Let's go in here. Now, check this out. Colton Hood has committed. Zachariah Owens has committed, right? Patrick Killan. Patrick Peyton, I'm sorry. Let me correct what I'm saying here. Peyton. He's committed. That's the offensive lineman, 6'6", 366 pounds. That's Peyton. He's the one that came over from Texas. Didn't get any playing time at Texas, but made the transfer. Peyton is a young offensive lineman, offensive tackle. We've got Dallin Hayden, who's committed, right? We got Hayes, who's committed. Hayes is what? A defensive lineman. He was ranked a 3-star, okay? Now, the guy I want to look at right here is that we've got, where is he at? Where is he at? We got my man Quincy Wiggins. He's already enrolled. Barnes, defensive lineman, he's already enrolled, right? Johnson is enrolled. Okay? Inside, outside linebacker, enrolled. Terrell Jr., enrolled. B.J. Green is committed, right? You got Wade, one of the Wade brothers. He's already enrolled. So these are we got Samuel, defensive lineman. This kid is the real deal coming out of high school, 6'4", 245 pounds. He's enrolled. Will Shepard has committed. These are guys that still have to come in. Defensive lineman, 6'3", 303, 3-star recruit. We got Carter coming in. He's not coming in. He's already enrolled. Unless some of these guys have jumped in the transfer portal, these are examples of guys that we already have already committed. Some guys are already enrolled at the campus. I don't know if that means much to people, but I think it, they're steady trying to build up the roster. Let's go back into the chat room, get your thoughts. And let me see right here. Quincy Wiggins, yeah, right. McNeil, Carter, Anquan Barnes, Jeremy Brown have all looked good in practice clips. Thank you, everybody. Let's see what DS has to say here. DS says, it says, do not follow me or harass me because of my personal football comments. Thank you. Look, look, DS, I don't think anybody wants to harass you, but sometimes you say things that make people scratch their head. And I think that's why people are, we try to keep it real PC. I want people to speak their mind, but I want people to make football comments and not comments based on personal shots. And every time I go live, I have consistently said that to people. Just please make football comments. Make legitimate, reasonable, logical football comments, but don't make these personal comments because you don't like Coach Prime or you don't whatever. We're not here for that. We're here for football talk, logical football talk. We already know that CU is not a finished product. They're still building the team. This is only Coach Prime second year.
Tell the truth.
Taking over a team that's been in the doldrums. Come on, man. He's trying to build it. That's all we're saying. Come on now, everybody. Word first. Let me see. They need to be out jogging. Mile high is not that. Yeah, getting used to that. They got to get used to the thin air. That's right. They've got to get used to it. Unless you were born in that environment and your blood and your body gets used to it, you got to definitely adjust to the thin air. That's right. KC777 says, don't follow me. How old are you? Yeah, just come on, folks. Let's, we should be enjoying these streams with each other and talking. Keep it respectful. I want people to speak their mind. Just don't make it all this personal, stuff like that. Come on now. Let me see. Peace, all good show. Keep up the work. Let's see who Colorado loses tomorrow. Well, remember, as I said before, tell me if I'm right or wrong, brother Houston. The transfer portal is getting ready to close, so they can only lose so many more players Because if they're gonna go, they gotta go. They gotta go now. That's why Cooper and Stewart put in their paperwork, because that window is about to close. It's not, the transfer portal doesn't just stay open for the whole rest of the spring and into the fall. It's gonna close. So, and the thing is like this. I'd rather have guys that want to stay and build something at CU with Coach Prime than guys that leave. I'd rather deal with the guys that want to stay, that are committed. Why would we want people on the team who are not committed, or unhappy with the team, unhappy at the school, unhappy in the environment, unhappy with the, why would we want people like that on the team? That's a cancer. Didn't Shador Sanders just say in a press conference that he's glad that the negativity is leaving? That was his little shot when Dylan Edwards left and Kamani McLean, they were asking him these questions, and he said, hey, I'm not paraphrasing him exactly, but he made a reference to the negative energy being out of the building. And didn't Shador say something of that nature in a press conference, or when he was asked questions about the situation? Come on, y'all. Tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right about this. Didn't Shador say something about this? Didn't he make reference about not wanting the negative energy in the building? Just tell me if I'm wrong or right, everybody. Let's go back into the chat room. Just block me if you don't like my comments. That's easy. Hey, DS, just chill. Just chill, DS. That's all, man. We just over here. We should be enjoying. This is sports, man. Let's enjoy the process, right? Don't just don't block anybody. Just, whatever. People are going to say things. Let's move on. Just keep it positive, man. Remember Coach Prime's second year at Jackson State. Yeah, his second year at Jackson State, he got better. He got more players in, and Jackson State went on a tear. They got really good real fast based on him having time to build it up. Right. Give him time. Slap happy. In 2017, CU was good. Well, they're not the same program that they were in the 1990s. I'm talking about the 90s when they won national championships, when they were going to bowl games every year, when they were bringing in top recruits. You see, the Cornell Stewarts of the like. I'm talking about that type of legacy. Let's go over to Cat, my man, Ill Cat Entertainment. Let me see. He says this. He says, if we get great offensive line play this year, they could win more than 10 games this year because that defense is ready. Very good point. You're making a very good point. And once again, anything is possible, ladies and gentlemen. Right? They still got a lot to build. Don't tread on me says, absolutely. Peggy Roster says, Diaz, this family here, let's stay positive. I don't want to block DS. Just stay positive. That's all. We got T. Nicole who says he did 314. His comments were not about Dylan and Kamadi. I don't know why this guy made it seem like that. Shador said these. Oh, goodness gracious. Venom, what's going on? Venom 1411314. What's really going on here? As a leader, that means he wasn't doing his job while they were there. He should have said no comment and just wished. Look, let me just say this. Let me break something down. Let's put Shador Sanders up here. When Shador, everybody, I'm about to go on my soapbox right now, so bear with me. And while I go on my soapbox, let me amplify the megaphone. Remember last year when Shador was getting knocked around because that offensive line was terrible?
to the point that he had injuries. He was limping in games that he should have not been playing in. Did he throw the offensive line under the bus? No. Did Shador say anything negatively about the offensive coordinator, Sean Lewis, who did not put him in situations that were successful or make adjustments with the offensive line? No. Did he throw the defense under the bus that couldn't stop anybody when the opposition was running up the middle on him? No. Did he throw any of his teammates under the bus last year when he was taking all those hits? Did he complain and say that the receivers weren't getting open fast enough? Was he complaining about the offensive line not opening up the holes for the running game? Did he complain about the offensive line causing him to be the number one sacked QB in the history of college football, and at that time, the Pac-12? No, he didn't throw anybody under the bus when he was taking those hits last year to the point that he had something that was wrong with the back and he had to rest. Did he ever say anything? No. So with that said,
as I shut down, and I shut it down completely with facts here, with that said, Shador said one thing. They asked him about players leaving, and he just said, he didn't name names. He just simply said, we don't need negative energy in the building. I'm not even quoting him verbatim, right? And so all that shit that Shador went through and endured last year, he never said anything to put anybody, throw anybody under the bus. And the one time he says something that was that he said, now you want to say he's not a leader? Come on. He has been a leader. You can now you can make an argument that he shouldn't have said that. You want to stay positive. I totally get it. But I'm not going to jump on Shador because he made those statements as it relates to people leaving, because he's saying, hey, they don't want to be here, so let's move forward. We don't need, when you, look, how many of you all in the chat room have ever played organized sports? Whether it be high school, college, I know how this works. You get guys on your team that don't really want to be on the team. They bring negative energy. You want guys who want to be on the team that are working towards a goal. Shador says, we don't want the negative energy here. And so now we want to throw him under the bus, but we forget that last year when he took a beating, he never threw anybody under the bus, not teammates, not that damn offensive line, which was ferociously terrible, not coaches, not anybody. And now we want to come at him like this because he made one little comment that all of a sudden now he not a leader. Crazy. He was a leader when he was out there playing, limping, playing football when he shouldn't have been out there. Tell me I'm not telling the damn truth. Tell me I'm not telling the damn truth.
Tell the truth.
Now, that's my damn soapbox I had to go on, y'all. That's the soapbox. Because, come on, we got to make some sense of this. That's why I'm saying we got to use football IQ here. Shador has been tough, but a tad bling from his back. Yeah, he got hurt. Remember, after the season was over, he had to get maybe a surgery or something, and then he had to rest. And Coach Prime kept telling us he had to rest because he had serious back injury. And he never complained. And guess what? In my opinion, if he would have threw that offensive line under the bus, he would have been well within his right to do so because the protection was ferocious. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Let's stop being let's stop it. Peggy Rosser says facts. My man Cat Entertainment says he took a royal beating. Yeah, he took a royal beating. And he didn't say a word negative about anybody, right, brother? So now he says one thing out of his mouth that you don't like about some people who ain't even there, who left. And now we want to say, oh, he ain't a leader. Stop it. Stop it. Shirley knows I'm telling the truth. She says facts. We got Mike over here. What's going on, Mike? He says Travis is a leader, never would leave his team hanging to save stat. Yeah, right. And Shador, this is the thing that's crazy about it. Shador went out there injured when he knew they weren't going to win the game, when he knew that they were down by 2 or 3 touchdowns or a touch. He still was out there trying to play to the last clock. Coach Prime even told us that there were games that he should have set him down, and Shador was like, nah, you're not going to set me down. Coach Prime said that in press conferences that he knew that there were games that Shador shouldn't have been playing. He shouldn't have been in that UCLA. Remember when they were in UCLA, the UCLA game? He shouldn't have been out there playing in that game. He was beat up, limping all over the field. Let's just keep it real, everybody. Peggy says Shirley, she gives her a thumbs up. And then Mike comes in and says, Shador even hugged the guys in the locker room. They showed with a broken back after the game. Yeah, the man had a broken back. Come on, man. Give him some reprisal here. Word 1 says, if you have a lopsided offense that only throws, you put your all offensive line in a heap of trouble to dig themselves out of it. Right, but see, the problem is that they could not get the running game going, and I think they didn't commit enough to the running game. They were always playing from behind, and I said this a couple of days ago or last week. Shador was playing deeply behind the chains, which caused the wide receivers to have to run deeper routes, which took longer for them to get open, which caused them to hold on to the ball much longer, and the offensive line could not block. And even when they were trying to run the ball, the offensive line couldn't open up any holes. And even when Shador was trying to get the ball out in time to receivers, they could not do what? The left tackle, the right tackle, they could not stop anybody. Let's be honest. They played. He might as well had a high school, a little peewee lead offensive line out there the way he was getting hit last year. Here is the facts. They address all of these needs from last year. If they can cut down half of them sacks from last year, look out, because Shador is going to do great things. That's right. DS, if DS is in the house, I'm just going to say peace to you. We don't, I want people to come over and enjoy the streams and, participate in the comment sections and all that kind of stuff. Let's see. I'm going to get ready to end this stream pretty soon. Let me see. The actually showed up. You heard what you want to hear when CP made that speech. Interesting. Let's see. DS says, guys, don't take my trolling top serious. I just like messing with y'all all. Well, DS, this is what I want you to do the next time you come back over to the channel. I want you to have more serious football talk that's based in facts and less trolling. Okay, just less trolling. Let's do that next time. Less trolling. Okay, we got the King P 24/7 and the FUBU luggage. You ain't FUBU luggage. Let's see. Let me see. Mike says, slap happy. That was funny. They finally did nail it down to one injury that day. Yeah, it's crazy. Ed is in the house saying this. It was a fracture in the back. It wasn't severe, but he was hurt. Yeah. Now, Ed, thank you for clarification. I said that he had an injury in the back. Let's clarify it. It was a fracture. You're absolutely right. But it was serious enough that Shador had to rest and he could not practice. And remember, Coach Prime came out and admitted that he needed to rest and he could not practice, that it wasn't a career-ending injury or anything like that. But why did he get that injury? Because for the most part, the offensive line could not block anybody. And I'm going to say it again, Coach Prime admitted it himself that he probably should have set Shador out of a few games. Remember, what game was it that Shador got taken out and the backup came in? What game? Was that the UCLA game? I think it was the UCLA game. Because remember, when he played against UCLA, you had those twin brothers on the defensive line that were like sacking him, and they were talking crap because I guess Shador had played against them in Texas in youth football or in high school. And when he was in high school, he literally beat their team all the time. So when they were when they were playing for UCLA, they were having a good time sacking and putting pressure on Shador. I think Shador eventually had to leave that game, and then the backup came in. Is that the game that the backup came in? Can anybody confirm that? Yeah, thank you. Don't care says UCLA. Yeah, it was the UCLA game. Thank you for that clarification. Okay. Slap happy Vikings. We got the best corner in the game from Arkansas, and he was undrafted. Yeah, you could be undrafted and you can do some big things. So, and we know that Xavier Weaver signed with Arizona. I think he can make that team. So don't be surprised. Xavier Weaver, he might be able to make some noise in the NFL if he can make that team in Arizona. And you know how it is in the NFL. If you don't make the team and you're still a good player, they might put you on the practice squad. And sometimes when you're on the practice squad, you can move your way up onto the team, or other teams can pick you up off that practice squad in the NFL. Let me see. CU was 4-8 last year, but could easily be 8-4 if they had a better offensive line and defensive line. But this year will look 1,000 times better, and I agree with you. All right, y'all, I'm about to get on out of here. I appreciate everybody for coming over and enjoying the broadcast. I want to thank the mods in the chat room for doing a great job of moderating and speaking. I want to thank all of you who made comments. Thank you for watching this. We lose some, we gain some. But, out of the host, I hate to see Cooper leave. I think Cooper would have added to us having a solidified secondary, adding to the talent that's been coming in. But sometimes, things don't work out, and people have, they have a different calling for where they want to be and what they want to do. So I wish him nothing but the best. I wish Stewart nothing but the best, too. I hope that we can get Mr. Derek Harmon. I'm going to make a prediction. I predict that this man, Derek Harmon, is going to sign. I think we're going to get a big surprise. Either he's going to surprise us tomorrow, a couple of days. I just feel that we might get a big surprise. And if we get that man, Derek Harmon, game's over. We're going to have a bona fide, another defensive tackle that can plug up the middle of the defense for us, can cause havoc, as you see right here. And that's exactly what we need. Remember, we got a pretty damn good offensive line. I mean, the offensive line has made improvement. What I really was trying to say is that we have a pretty damn good receiving core. What an improved offensive line, ladies and gentlemen. We have the young man right here, Zachariah Owens, who has now committed. So as you lose players, you gain players, and we got the Hood brothers.
Tell the truth.
So, with that said, everybody, it's time for me to get on out of here. I appreciate you, all of you, for coming over and joining what we got going over here. We got going on over here, should I say. So I'll be back with more presentation. And once again, I do plan, maybe this upcoming weekend, we'll see how things go. I am planning to do a live stream where I can bring people up on a panel so I can hear from you live on this platform where we can just kick back, talk football, give our opinions and thoughts of that nature. So when I go live at some point in time, I'm going to make it available for people to come on the panel. We can have 10 people on the panel, and we can just chop up what we think about the program and what's going on. So I appreciate you all. And take care, everybody. Peace.
That's why you gotta look for yourself. Do not live your life on another man's word. Open up these books for yourself. You will get shook by the truth too.
Peace,
Start
everybody.
to see crooks by the buku. Connections
Prime
unseen like the
Sports
Bluetooth
Media.
or the Wi-Fi. Found facts that I can't deny. I had to change my eye, which is a fancy way of saying nigga switch perspective. No auto-tune, found my pitch perfected. Figure why a nigga felt so disconnected. Introspective questions answered with deflections. In the mirror, no reflections. Was severely misdirected. And then that shit gets dismissed from recollection when I'm sky high. We can shoot the breeze, no drive-by. I be Drew Brees with the knowledge I've arrived by. Kobe system shooter, keep it Raja. Bear with me, bear with me, grow with me, share with me.
A whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Whole lot of pirates, whole lot of pirates, looking for high risk, searching for idols, see through your iris. No fooling a giant, for the wrath of a tyrant. Never really had enough, you can never really have enough. Nah, never really had enough, you can never really have enough. I've been searching my soul, looking for diamonds of gold, thinking how far does it go? Can I buy love at the store? Really, how much are they running me for? They're counting for more. Look, I can see the greed in their eyes now, trying to show the teeth when they lie, but I would never lie down. Enemies on the line now, gotta get the high ground. Take a step and get sniped down. Who's got the highest price? Who's got the ruby eye? You know everyone has a price. Who's got the sharpest knife? Picking that diamond mines, keep a short leash on them dogs of my...
What have you seen from the defense since we last spoke to you a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, there's been goods and bads. I think the spring is very much that way. When you go versus the offense, you're either the best in the world or you stink. So consistency is what we're striving for. You know, we talked about when I first met you guys, laying a foundation and building from there. I think we've done a good job with that. You know, there's pros and cons to going slow. I recognize that, but that's where our mindset is. I'm very proud of the effort that we're seeing every day. I know that's kind of a statement you shouldn't have to make, but the guys are running to the ball. That's a key coaching point here, and execution has been good. So once we get this first floor set, then we'll put the second and the third and the fourth, but we won't go any higher until we got our foundation set.
You said when you came in here, you were going to take some time, kind of assess what you had to work with,
Yeah.
and then put a scheme together.
Yep.
How has that process gone, and what have you seen from what you have?
You know, I think we got some guys that can rush the passer. I think we got some guys that can cover. We got a post safety and go red line to red line, so we'll kind of build from there. Obviously, this is 2024, so people come and people go, and that's our job as coaches to coach the team we have. So to look at us, see who the playmakers are, who are the guys that we need to get shots, you know, those guys that can blitz, those guys that can rush, and let them impact the game. You know, I think we've all been a part of something where you know where the ball is going to go, and it's like, well, hey, why didn't they just cover that guy? So we'll try to do the easy stuff first and then grow from there.
One of the worst rushing defenses in the country last year. How big of a focus has that been for you to improve upon that, and how have you gone about it?
Yeah, even taking last year out of it, you got to stop the run. Like all the fun stuff you want to do on third down and the exotics and all that stuff that everybody, you know, makes a bunch of money speaking at Glazier clinics on. It doesn't matter if it's 2nd and 3, 3rd and 1, right? So we got to win early downs. Our job is to get them to 2nd and 7 or more, so we can get them to get back on track. So then we can go have fun. So there's a all 11 mindset. Everybody's got a little dirt in their job. You know, you might be a corner that's got a tackle. You might be a nickel, a safety. If you're a 3 technique, you might take on a double team. But as long as we have that tribe mentality and we're pushing forward, then we'll get to where we want to get to.
Shermer has talked about the adjustment from the NFL.
Yeah.
Because the game is different. How has that been for you? Like the different hashes?
Yeah, the first
some
day
of the
you kind of go walk these hashes like, golly, these things are wide. So it adjusts some of the spot drop stuff that we do. Football, right? So 4-11
11. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 to me, nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 to me, nah, 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 right now. I've been feeling like a loner lately. Been a minute since I woke up feeling sober. When awake, I'm seeing nightmares. Sleeping, you are right there, like you never left. And I am hoping that you might care. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when I feel like I could trust? Yeah, now I'm on a chase for the same shit. I hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but I'm surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze. Sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up my homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 to me, nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 to me, nah, 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 right now. I wonder if you're social lately. I wonder if you're always fucking sober or emotion roller coaster, barely coasting, hardly coping. Wanna call me, but you never push that motherfucking button. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when you feel like you could trust? Yeah, now you wanna chase for the same shit. You hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but just